Ubisoft revealed that its net bookings declined over 20% for the fiscal year compared to the previous year, and that its fourth quarter missed their revised projections by over 50 million euros. What does that mean? Well, to me, it means that Assassin's Creed Shadows did not sell as well as what they were hoping it would. Roll this up over at phantompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. So in its full year 2024-25 earnings figures report, Ubisoft revealed its net bookings for the fiscal year clocked in at 1.846 billion euros. That was down 20.5% from 2023 to 2024. In the company's conference call, their chief financial officer, Frederic Dugo, said that this was down from the company's revised projections, saying net bookings reached 1.85 billion euros, down 20% year on year, slightly below our revised objectives. He claimed that it missed the revised objectives due to lower than expected partnerships, notably due to a timing impact, and that excluding partnerships, net bookings were down mid-single digit year on year. In February, during the company's third quarter 2024-25 sales report, it projected it would have net bookings around 1.9 billion. That was revised down from a press release in September where it expected 1.95 billion. If you go back to the company's 2023-24 full year report, it claimed it was expecting solid net bookings growth, not a 20% decline. And if we go over to this actual 2023-24 net bookings, you can see they did 2.3 billion euros in sales. So they were actually expecting growth of 2.3 billion. Instead, they went down 20% to 1.8 billion, which means the entire year was extraordinarily poor for the company. Did not do well on, I think, any of their releases. We know Star Wars Outlaws was a massive failure. The pirate game that they released as well did not do well. Skull and Bones, absolutely disaster there. We know that this Prince of Persia game didn't do well either. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. We know that they also launched X Defiant and then shut it down within less than a year after releasing it. So a lot of their big releases did not do well. People were not buying those games whatsoever. And I think Assassin's Creed Shadows is just the latest. Despite the 20% decline in net bookings over the year, Duguay attempted to spin the company's 902 million fourth quarter net bookings as a win. He said that it was up 3% year on year, reflecting a record fourth quarter for Ubisoft. However, the company expected to bring in 1.9 billion for the entire year back in February during its third quarter report when it lowered its expectations. Remember, in September, it was supposed to be 1.95 billion. So they missed by 100 million from September when they were expecting 1.95 billion, right? And they missed by 20%, more than 20% from the last year, from a year ago. So that means the company missed its fourth quarter expectations by more than 50 million euros because they only did, as I said, 1.846, right? So that's 54 million euros right there that they were off from that 1.9 million expectation. So making matters worse is they released one of their flagship properties during this quarter, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Given the huge revenue miss, it seems abundantly clear that Assassin's Creed Shadows did not sell as well as the company hoped. Nevertheless, Duguay attempted to spin Shadows' success, stating that it delivered the second highest day one sales revenue in franchise history, second only to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and setting a new record for Ubisoft day one performance on the PlayStation Digital Store. That's all things that they've been posting to their social media as well. Nothing really new there. He did go on to claim that consumer spending has been clearly outperforming Assassin's Creed Odyssey with a superior play count accumulated. I honestly have no idea what he's talking about there. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. The first part said about consumer spending has been outperforming Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That makes sense. But then he kind of says with a superior play count accumulated. So maybe he's saying that they are not only having higher spending, but they're also getting more players, or there's at least more playtime happening. Maybe that is what he's trying to say there. It wasn't really clear. So this was a really, really grim earnings report from Ubisoft, and I think it is what we kind of expected, right? We knew this game would do decent sales-wise, but we expected it wouldn't sell as much as what they were hoping for, and that is indeed what it looks like, given the fact that they missed their earnings projection for the fourth quarter by at least 54 million euros. And the market has not looked kindly on them. You can see the huge drop here after the earnings call went from 1170 to 955, near 20% decline, 18.2%. But if you look at it year to date, it's still not the lowest that it was, which was back in April, where it was like 847. It's still currently sitting at 955 now, down 27% year to date. If you look at it from the 5 years, though, you can see it has not been a good trend for them, down almost 90% over the last 5 years, which indicates to me really poor leadership over there at Ubisoft. And them continuing with the same leadership is unlikely to change the course at all. I don't think they're going to be able to change the course. And I think their executives had said they don't even plan to change the course. Mark Alexis Cote, the Assassin's Creed executive producer, was doubling down on pushing woke ideology in the Assassin's Creed franchise and said that they were going to use it as a tool to teach people about woke ideology. So they don't plan on changing course whatsoever when it comes to the types of content that they're creating, what they're doing with their content. On top of all of this, we do have some estimated sales numbers. This is from Alinea Analytics. I've covered them in the past. This is from when Assassin's Creed Shadows had just released back in March. They reported that on PlayStation 5, the Shadows had sold through 711,000 copies as of March 22nd on PlayStation 5 again. And then 3 days after launching on Steam, they said that it sold around 310,000 copies on the platform. If we go to their article here, March's top 10 games on Steam and PlayStation units sold, you can see here that Assassin's Creed Shadows only did 367,000 copies on Steam. So didn't really do a lot after those initial 3 days, which they're saying did 310. And then for the entire month, they're saying it did 367. So they only added, around 60,000 more copies sold? Not a lot. So that does not look like the game has really good long-term legs, especially over on Steam and on PC. And then we also have this here as well. Again, we're still here over at Alinea Analytics, and we have some numbers for the number of PlayStations sold through April. And it says here that they have sold 1.7 or just shy of 1.7 million sold through April on PlayStation 5 for Assassin's Creed Shadows. And that's just not enough. That's just not enough to really break even. We know that Mark Alexis Cote, the Assassin's Creed executive producer, said just last year, at the end of last year, that these big AAA games that Ubisoft is making have to sell between 8 to 12 million copies in order to break even. He's saying that that's what they need to do just to break even. And we know that Ubisoft spent quite a bit more money by delaying the game to March from its original release in November. They were originally supposed to release this game in November. They delayed it, and then they delayed it again to March, and they spent tens of millions of euros to delay the game. And I just don't think they're going to be recovering the costs for this game. I think they lost money on this. And they missed their revenue goal by over 50 million euro for that fourth quarter when Assassin's Creed Shadows released. So all of this looks really, really bad for this game. Sales does not look good whatsoever. 1.7 million plus, we're talking another, 360, maybe 380, somewhere around there. If you kind of look at maybe what the legs are, do a rough estimation, just kind of off the top of my head here, you're looking at most another 400,000. So that puts you at 2.1 million total copies. And then if you want to say Xbox sold 400,000 as well, you're looking at 2.5 million at most. That's nowhere near even on the low end of 8 million copies sold to break even. And I'm not sure if the game will leg out to even get there. So I think they lost a bunch of money on this game. Obviously, they're going to try to recover it through their DLC and expansions and microtransactions, etc. But I don't know if the reduced number of players will actually allow them to do that. We shall see. Definitely something we will be keeping track of here at the Trend Report. But let me know what you guys make of Ubisoft missing its fourth quarter sales figure by over 50 million euros. Its net bookings declining by over 20% year over year. And these estimated Assassin's Creed Shadows numbers clearly nowhere near the 8 million they need to have sold in order to break even. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.
Why would you be afraid of the people? Why are you not afraid of God instead of man?